Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. My name is Rianti Susiloni Dias. I'm here to present my paper about chapter book report. My part is chapter 5. It is about sociolinguistics and sociology of language. Let's start with the book identity. Book identity, title of book, The Handbook of Educational Linguistics. Editor Bernard Spolky and Francis M. Holt. Publisher Blackwell Publishing Australia. Year of publication 2008. Chapter 5 Sociolinguistics and Sociology of Language. Page 66 until 82. Preface. This chapter is very interesting to be discussed because the editor gives detailed explanation about sociolinguistics, the development of a sociolinguistic point of view, the background supporting the occurrence of sociolinguistic phenomena in a people's lives in general and matter relating to the world of education in terms of linguistics. Language is a center to social interaction in every society, regardless of location and time period. Linguistics studies language from various vantage points, most significantly focusing on language structure, acquisition, use, and change, whilst the subfield of sociolinguistics touches on all these aspects. Its main concern is with use. This chapter is very interesting to be discussed because the editor gives detailed explanation about sociolinguistics, the development of sociolinguistic point of view, the background supporting the occurrence of sociolinguistic phenomena in people's lives in general and matter relating to the world of education in terms of linguistics. And then next, methodology. The writer uses narrative research methodology. Researchers describe the lives of individuals, collect and tell stories about people's lives and write narratives of individual experiences by Connelly and Clandin in 2000. Narrative correlated to the collecting and telling stories about the people's experiences. And then next about the result. The result of this chapter, one is what is sociolinguistics, second is variation, dialect, style, practice, and change, and then interaction, gender, ethnicity and network, multilingualism and language contact, sociolinguistic application in education, and conclusion. The first we are discuss about what is sociolinguistic. The main focus on sociolinguistics falls on language use within a speech community. Sociolinguistics is generally characterized by close attention to the actual speech of representative section of a community rather than the somewhat static and idealized pattern one finds in formal writing. The subfield of linguistic studies on how language is socially embedded, paying attention to the social background and intention of speakers, issues pertaining to their social characteristics and identities as well as to the social context of speaking. This context incorporates matters like who is authorized to speak, what counts as appropriate language in different circumstances, and how speakers from different backgrounds might have different cultural assumptions and norms whilst ostensibly using the same language. We may sum up the sociolinguistic approach by saying that it is generally non-prescriptive and non-purist, appreciative of variation, multiculturalism and multilingualism on the ground, mindful of the interactive nature of speech, attentive to attitude and norm of different subgroups within a society, receptive to change in language, responsive to broader conceptual issues relating to power, culture, and identity. And then the second is variation, dialect, style, practice, and change. Some various studies are concerned with style, situation, and function. Leboeuf was the initiator of an elaborate body of work which broke new ground in understanding language in its social context, accounting for linguistic change and broadening the goals of linguistic theory. Separation studies are concerned with style, situation, and function. They deal with the importance of contextual factors in determining different register, style, and genres. The notion of register is a linguistic counterpart of the sociological concept of the mind. Another explanation comes up from Leboeuf. Leboeuf was the initiator of an elaborate body of work which broke new ground in understanding language in its social context, accounting for linguistic change and broadening the goals of linguistic theory. Speakers from all social groups in the 1960s tended not the pronouns post-vocalic in the most casual styles, except for the upper middle classes, whose score for its present was just under 20%. 3. Interaction. The basic form of accommodation are convergence and divergence, depending on the relative status of the speakers and the intended social relation. In this part, the editor mostly still used the opinion from Leboeuf. Leboeuf's methods were statistical and correlational by analyzing large number of words containing a variable of interesting in the speech of large samples of speakers and correlating them with different social groups. Leboeuf demonstrated how a society was organized in the terms of speech behavior. 4. Gender, ethnicity, and network. The interactional approach has informed much recent work on language and gender in linguistics. The main aim was to demonstrate a broad linguistic split between the sexes with between network analysis. Certain gender patterns of work are seen to foster differences in linguistic behavior between men and women. The, the interactional approach has informed much recent work on language and gender in linguistics. The main aim was to demonstrate a broad linguistic split between the sexes. Similar arguments hold for sociolinguistic approaches to ethnicity. In some societies, ethnicity might be more salient than class stratification, and language might play a key role in distinct and in-depth in maintaining and reproducing an ethnic identity. 5. Multilingualism and language contact. Multilingualism is not uncommon throughout the world. Many schools have a policy that recognizes the hierarchy of relation within a territory and in the world as a whole. Many countries, especially in the West, attach a special significance to one language over others, adhering to an ethos of one state, one language. Many of the states of Europe arose in a period of intense nationalism, with accompanying attempts to make national borders too terminus with language. Multilingualism is not uncommon throughout that world. Many schools have a policy that recognizes the hierarchy of relation within a territory and in the world as a whole. 6. Sociolinguistic application in education. The chief contribution of sociolinguistics in educational settings has been to draw attention to the differences between language used in the classroom and in the student homes and communities. The chief contribution of linguistics in an educational setting has been to draw attention to the differences between language used in the classroom and in the students' home and communities because it is important to teaching and learning. Language is heavily regulated in classrooms. Complex and issues is the choice of which language to use in classroom in multilingual settings, especially ones in which inequality between the status and position of different languages exists with limited resources. The level attained in each language would then lead to knowledge accumulated in the one reinforcing the other, the interdependence hypothesis. And then the conclusion, this chapter doesn't give a direct explanation about the definition of sociolinguistic nor sociology of language, but this book gives clear examples from the real cases based on the explanation from some experts, especially for the implementation of sociolinguistics in the world of education. Based on my explanation in the previous part, the chapter doesn't give a direct explanation about the definition of sociolinguistics nor sociology of language. But this book gives clear examples from the real cases based on the explanation from some experts, especially for the implementation of sociolinguistics in the world of education. Sociolinguistics forces us to recognize the priority of speech in people's lives and its basis of the more formal registers that school success in predicated upon. It is also important for educationists to recognize that variation is a normal part of human linguistic behavior and is involved in subtle identity work. Okay, finally, thank you for listening my explanation about sociolinguistics and sociology of language, especially when it's correlated to the education field. See you on the next occasion and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.